Three, two, one. Welcome to Abundance, a podcast program about the abundance mindset. My name is Zhou Fang. I am your host. Together, we will explore the abundance mindset and practice together. Welcome aboard. Hello there. Welcome to the first episode of Abundance with Zhou, a podcast program about the world of abundance, the abundance mindset, and how to practice it. And I am your host and teacher, Zhou Fang. And I'm so excited that you are here, and thank you for watching our first ever podcast episode. And if you are listening, and thank you for listening as well. And some people may ask me, when you mention abundance, what do you mean? What does abundance mean to you? Well, for some people, abundance may mean enough or having enough. For example, having enough money, having enough resources, and having enough support in their community or family, or having enough headspace, for example, or having these mental capacity to encounter the things in life. And for some people, abundance may mean more, having more money, having more assets, having more resources, or like say have a backup plan, right? What do you like? How much money do you need in order to retire? It's to make that plan ahead of time, or having additional support, or having more than I think maybe one or two things that's in our pocket. So for some people, the more the merrier. And there are so many ways to interpret, to explore, and to appreciate abundance and the abundance mindset. And on this program, we're going to dive into the world of abundance and talk about different ways to appreciate and practice the abundance mindset. So welcome on board. And since this is our first episode, I thought it would be helpful to share the story behind, for example, like why am I so into abundance and the abundance mindset? I thought it would be helpful to share a story and really kind of explain the purpose of the program. So I am China. I'm an immigrant from China. I was born and raised in China in late 80s and 90s. And as many folks know, China had a one-child policy in the 80s, 90s, and well into the 2000s, I believe. So I'm an only child. And some folks may say or think, oh, were you lonely because you didn't have any siblings? Or did you have to spend a lot of time on my own or play with yourself all the time? And to me, actually, I was never lonely or very rarely lonely or alone. The reasons being, in Chinese culture, childcare is never the burden to the parents alone. So I was pretty much born into a family, and my extended family specifically. So of course, my primary caretakers are my parents, but because they were both full-time working people, a lot of the child care duty fell on my grandparents. So that's 4 more people to take care of me. And I spent a lot of time with my grandparents from age 0 to at least 3, I believe. I mean, I don't remember a lot of that, but what I know is I spent a lot of time with the elders, and they would take me to, say, get ice cream, or to go to a park, or just to walk, to wander, to take a stroll, and to play games with me, and to make breakfast with me, and enjoy some meals together. And I even remember them picking out the small bones from the fish to make sure that I can eat the fish safely. Those kind of small moments are the foundation for me, I think, as a person growing up in a very collective environment or like a community. And of course, I have a lot of aunties and uncles and cousins. We pretty much grew up together, even though most of us are also like only child during that time. But because we live really close to our cousins and our extended family members, I really didn't spend a lot of time all by myself. And I feel this multi-generational care and community care set the abundance foundation for me. It helped me see the possibility of collective abundance and prosperity. And fast forward, I moved to the States in my early 20s as an international student. And from the moment I entered the country, I started to learn about individualism and how important it is for someone to make it independently or to work really hard to trace that American dream. If you work hard enough, if you have a goal, if you put your mind to it, you can make it. So that's what I learned when, the first few years living in the US. And I really believed it. And to a certain degree, I did achieve that kind of American dream, that kind of, if you put your mind to it, if you work hard and if you grind, you will get there. Because, I got my permanent residency status and commonly known as green card. And I started my own business and I'm a business operator, I'm a teacher, I'm a speaker. I wear many hats. So I think to a degree, I did achieve that kind of like, if you work hard, you will make it, that kind of a notion. At the same time, I miss community. So I thought, well, if it was just me, it's not really abundance, is it? That almost feels like the opposite of abundance, which is scarcity, and we will talk more about that later as well. So I started to build my community here the last 8 to 10 years. And I really noticed a difference. I'm definitely happier in community with people who either share similar backgrounds or entirely different from me. I will give one example. A couple of years ago, I got really sick and I had to be sent to emergency surgery a couple of times. Going into the OR was like kind of like a shock to me because I just didn't know what was going to happen. And of course, the immediate recovery was kind of a blur. And all I knew was just dizziness and nausea and pain. And thankfully, my partner was there for the whole time through the whole process. And I think he is part of my collective abundance, the kind of love and support. And I will also mention my neighbors. As soon as they knew about my situation, my circumstance, they were like, do you need someone to walk your dog? I can totally walk your dog for you when I go out for a walk myself, or when I take my dog out, or when I go for a jog. At the time, we had neighbors who were training for marathon and half marathon. So they are like, I'm going for a run. Do you want me to take your dog? So I'm like, yes, please. Thank you so much. And also my friends, right? My community members. In a lot of cultures, food is love, food is care. So I got so much food just delivered to me. To me, that was just so much care and abundance and solidarity. I never had to worry about like my meal. What am I going to eat? Can I cook? Am I going to be able to feed myself? My fridge was just always full. And my friends, they're just so sweet. And for me, that is abundance. And I will also mention, there's no abundance without nature. And I was able to spend a lot of time in the gardens, in the backyards. And when I'm finally able to walk kind of at a slower pace, I was able to really pay attention to the flowers, to the plants, to the trees, to the fruits around us. Portland actually has a lot of fruit trees. So it's very interesting to notice that when you are actually going through trauma and when you pay attention to the abundance around us. And my neighbors, they are very kind. They will tell me to check out their gardens without asking them. They're like, just come over and see what you want. Pick the fruits, pick the vegetables. Don't ask us, just come over. So that generosity, that kindness, that kind of support to me is collective abundance and very importantly, love. So I have this message that I've been carrying with me for some time, and I want to share with you all. It says, there is enough if we share. And we'll see if we have a focus here. And we do. There is enough if we share. And I would love for this message to stay with us all. And since this is our first episode, we won't talk too much about, the principles and the values of abundance or the abundance mindset. But we will, going forward in the following episodes, we will also talk about, the naughty sibling of abundance, which is scarcity. There's no abundance without scarcity, vice versa. So we will also discover or explore the scarcity mindset as well and see how we can continue to practice the abundance mindset and hopefully to counter scarcity and the scarcity mindset. Because I truly believe when we come together, we can build a village of abundance together and we can have abundance together. Abundance belongs to us all. And so if you enjoy this episode, whether you watched it or listened to it, please like it, please leave your comments, please subscribe, please share with your friends. We'll have all the information and details you need in the show notes. And I'm so grateful that you are here. And I'm so delighted that we're doing abundance together. So until next time, take care and I will see you soon. Thank you.